Hi everybody! Happy New Year! Happy New Year to everyone. Let's hope it's a good one. That's the best that we can do. Last year, well, I don't need to tell you about last year, do I? It was a bit trying. But, going to skip those ads. Let's see. Skip ads. There we go. Back to me. Back to me. So, new year, new project. And I did watch towards the end of last year a lot of people doing December dailies. I got really sort of caught up in it, but by the time I got caught up in it, it was halfway through December. So I thought it'd be quite nice, as people were asking what to do with the things they'd made in the Take 5, I thought it'd be quite a nice idea to mix the two and have a January daily that is ultimately going to be a repository for the things that we do in the Take 5. I've already used some of mine up, so I haven't got all the ones we've made. That was one that I did. I can't remember what it. I think it was a button and some embossing and washi tape and whatever, and I liked it, so I made another one. So I think we've got on here somewhere winter theme, so I might use those up in the winter theme one when we get round to that. I've also got this, which was a green theme, which we've also got on our list somewhere. Green theme there. So when we come to pick that, I'll use this up in that. Right, so for the moment they can go back in the drawer. Now this is the list. You might have seen it. I posted it earlier in the Miss Paintalot Junk Journal group on Facebook. If you're not a member, pop over. We're a really friendly and kind group of people, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it once you are there. Miss Paintalot's Junk Journal group on Facebook. And I posted this here, so you can always refer back to that, or you can print it out if you want to. And really, the idea is that I'm going to take one of these prompts. I can use anything else that I want to, as long as I use the thing that the prompt is. But I can't cross off more than one. So if I was, say, doing music paper, I could have a sewing theme with it. I could use a fussy cut. I could put a stamp on it. I could use a button. But the only one that's going to get crossed off is the music paper, because that is the overall prompt that we're going with. And today, the prompt is, for those of you that have been watching me relatively recently, it won't come as much of a shock. Today's prompt is shabby chic. I'm really into the shabby chic at the moment. I'm loving it. I mean, I always have, but I've kind of tried to push myself in other directions as well. You can't always be doing shabby chic. Well, maybe you can actually. I don't know. Anyway, so this is the one that we're using today. So it's the first. So, right. Now, let's get on to let's pop that out of the way for the time being. The book that I'm using for my altered book is this old, well, I say old, it's 1964. So I'm older than it, which makes me feel very old. And it's a technical drawing book. It's a British book, and Mr. F reliably informs me it was the book that he had, the textbook that he had at school. But, I've ripped it apart. So sorry, Mr. F. And what I've done is I've taken out, there were sewn in signatures, which makes taking out the pages easier. So I've gone to where like this one here, where the thread is, and taken out, well, I took one page out first and then counted to see how many I would have, and then took 2 pages out. So what I'm left with is 31 double pages. That's a page stuck together. There's 2 pages here stuck together. And periodically throughout, I've left the odd single page because, I might want to make a pocket or make a fold back or something like that. Excuse me. But I haven't left one everywhere. That's a double page there. That's a double page there. So there's no single page in between that. Right. So I'm not going to decorate this at the moment. That will be decorated at some stage, as will, I suspect, the outside of the book. This looks a bit bashed up, really. In fact, it is pretty bashed up. So probably at some stage decorate it. But before I get cracking, let's have roll call.
Roll call. Well, nice and keen. Jania.
Hiya, Janya.
Jean.
Hello, Jean. Hope you're doing all right.
Hilda.
Hello, lovely Hilda.
Terry.
Hiya, Terry.
Susan.
Hello, Sue.
Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. Congratulations.
Linda.
Hello, Linda.
Fancy Nancy.
Hello, Fancy Nancy.
Sandra.
Hello, Sandra.
Kyung.
Hi, Kyung.
Bernice.
Hello, Bernice.
Donna.
Hiya, Donna.
Julie.
Julie, hi.
Shaz.
Hiya, Shaz. Hope you're all right.
Leslie.
Hello, Leslie.
Esther.
Hello, Esther.
Sharon.
Hello, Sharon.
Ros.
Hello, lovely Roz.
Corrine.
Hello, Corrine.
Mabel.
Hiya, Mabel.
Carol.
Hello, Carol.
Just scroll down in case there's somebody else jumped on. Oh. Anique.
Hello, Anique.
Helen.
Hello, Helen.
Natalie.
Hello, Natalie.
That's it, I think.
Cindy, hi.
Oh, if I missed you, shout up.
Shaz is in good form. That's good to hear that somebody's in good form. I like that. Right, so Happy New Year, one and all, and to all your families as well, of course. I really hope that we can make the best of this year. And even if it turns out to be a real rotter like last year, as long as I'm well, you can depend on me being here trying to entertain you, which I know sometimes I fall short of, I know that. But nothing on the telly. Oh, that's a bit cruel, Mr. F. That's a bit cruel. I managed the other day when I was doing a bit of tidying up, just a little bit. And I found these stamps. I've no idea where they came from. I'm wondering if someone gifted them to me, because they aren't the sort of stamps I would normally buy. But they are the months of the year and the numbers, so we can make up any numbers, and a little grid, sort of like a little calendar thing. But, you know, I can stamp January and I can stamp 1 for today, so that will be all right for today. I have laid out some things in the shabby chic department. These papers are from Antique Papery. Remember when they were doing everything for sort of 60p or whatever it was? And these are called Bella Beatrice. They're just beautiful, aren't they? So I've got that one and I've got that one. And I've got this one from Lorna Taylor's grungy wallpaper set, which I thought also looked really shabby. So we'll see if that comes into play. I'm not saying they all will or they all won't. I don't know. I have been through my ephemera. Honestly, it's embarrassing. I've got so much ephemera from kits like My Porch Prince Grandma's Attic, My Porch Prince Secret Garden, My Porch Prince Rose's Bundle. I've got loads. So I've just literally picked some up. Obviously they're fussy cuts. A couple of little tickets, little roundel, a stamp, some cream stamp, sort of little envelope, I guess that is really. Postcard, that lovely girl that I was using last week. Just bits and pieces really that I thought looked pretty. And this, I think you could fold over and make a nice notebook out of. So, you know, whatever, I don't know. I do not know where the mood is going to take me. But anyway up, I think we need to cover this. This is very soft paper. And as I say, it's quite old. So I'm going to cover the whole thing. I'm not going to collage it. I'm just going to cover it. And I really like this paper. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And I like this with the colour in it rather than using it there. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover this page. or most of it. I mean, if it ends up like a mat, I'm not worried about that little bit around the border. I'm going to have to put something behind there because I can't see where the edge is. That's better. That was a good idea. Right. So, yeah, I'm going to make it like a mat, I think. And just... you couldn't sharpen that, but my pencil sharpener's still there.
Yep.
Because that's so blunt, it's making the line about 1 inch big.
Make a window so you can still see the bit of writing underneath.
I could, but I don't want to.
No, I was just asking.
It has no place in my life.
What happened to the pencil sharpener?
Oh, I don't know. Is it in one of the drawers in the artist cabinet? One of the drawers. Top left? No?
There's one of them, yes.
That'll do.
Not the one.
No, I don't know where it went. It was on my table for ages. Sorry about this. This is the sort of thing that, you know, if you want to look professional whilst you're doing a live, you've got all these things done beforehand.
Like a sharp pencil.
Like a sharp pencil. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to Tony Vince.
I think you found that on page 3 of your book.
Yeah, sharpen your pencil. Thank you to Tony Vince, who sent me one of these Sugar Bell bottles for my glue. I haven't used it yet, but I intend to use it today. So that's quite exciting, isn't it? So I'm going to mark that about there, and I'm going to mark it about there, and then just cut that off and see what that looks like. So actually, in a way, hello, don't fall off. I will be really glad. Well, I'm saying things are getting back to normal. Here in the UK, there are tiers of lockdown. One's sort of pretty normal. 2, there are certain restrictions, and we are in tier 4, which means that all of the shops that don't sell essentials are closed. We can't go out unless we have a good reason to go out. So, you know, after the festive period, I usually look forward to getting back to normal, but I don't think it's going to be normal, really, with this COVID malarkey.
Hi, Flo.
Hi, Flo.
I'm Miranda.
Hi, Miranda. Thanks for joining us. Right, so let's see if that's going to fit in there. Yeah, that's going to be quite nice, actually, isn't it? Oh, that's so pretty, that paper. I think I might put it that way up. I don't think there is an up and a downy. I did have a look before we started at that, at least. Yeah, I like that. I'm not going to ink around the edges of the paper for 2 reasons. The main reason is that the inks, any ink actually, particularly these ones, are water-based, and once you put them onto your paper, it weakens the paper. You might have noticed that, you know, down lines, creases that you've inked, they become a little more fragile. These pages, as I tell you already, they are fragile, so I don't want to encourage them to just sort of melt into the background.
What weight of paper is that? Is it 120?
This?
Yeah.
120. Yeah, 120. No, it's definitely not 160. 120. But 90 would have done.
Yeah.
80 would have done, to be honest, because I've got my double page here. So, but what I am going to do is ink around here because I like that shabby look. So I've got Victorian velvet, which there's no point, you won't see it. And I've got tea dye, which is my kind of go-to when I'm doing shabby chic. It's not so dark it ends up grungy. I'll show you what I was doing yesterday. I just started to sort of make these things that I'd made into a journal. I'm going to have to split this because obviously it's too fat. I just put a bit of a collage on there, and then that's that girl in there, and just made that into a pocket, stenciled the background, I know you haven't tuned in to see this, I'm just showing you.
For Terry, could you just clarify? She's saying this dress, since it's take 5, are we supposed to use at least 5 items with at least 1 from the prompt? But this isn't the Take 5, is it? That's a separate...
This isn't the Take 5. Take 5 is a separate thing. We are making a book that will be a repository for the things that we do in the Take 5. This is just an altered book, if you like, where each day we will choose one prompt. You can use as many of the other things as you wish. No limit on that. But you must use the one thing that you have chosen for your prompt for the day. And today our prompt is shabby chic. That's not to say that I won't use anything else on here. You know, undoubtedly I will. But the main thing is the shabby chic. So, you know, further down the line, if we do a Take 5 and it's got a shabby chic flavour, then hopefully it'll fit in this page that we're making today. Okay, so the Take 5 is a separate thing on a Tuesday, as well as the January daily. Come on, guys, I'm bleeding here. There's so much work to do. So that's that. The book itself that we're doing today, the altered book, is a place where we can put our Take 5s. Okay, I hope that makes sense. There's the little corner that I showed you with a little notebook in there, another little collage. That's that pocket there with that and the tag. I know I'm deviating here. I know. There's a floating pocket that's just pinned on, horizontal tummy tuck with a... And I've stenciled or stamped these pages. There's another girl there with a couple of journaling cards in behind her. A little corner tuck with a card in it. Little collage. Another one of those fancy pockets. Journaling card with some organza ribbon. I love organza ribbon. Love it. And that's the centre, which I haven't done anything to apart from stamp. That's one of those tags that I've just safety pinned, paper clipped onto the edge of the paper, and I haven't really got this far. There's the tummy tuck down there with a big journaling card in behind it, and I haven't got to the end here yet. But that's kind of what I'm doing with those. Where did they come from? There. Lovely. Right, okay, back to the job in hand. Yeah, I got that out so I could show you I'd used vintage tea dye ink, and then I forgot to show you that I had, but never mind. Tea dye, for those of you that don't know, it's the kind of lightest of all the browns, I think. There's gathered twigs, there's walnut stain, there's the corduroy one that I've never ever used. I've never owned a corduroy one. Its kind of name puts me off a bit, really. Reminds me of my childhood. I used to get cord wranglers, and that was in the days when those snake belts were all the go. Do you remember those? They were like elastic and sort of 3 colours bands, and they had like an S-shaped catch on the front that you... If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. But for those of you who are about my age, they were all the go. Everybody wanted them. I think that's it. I think we're all the way around. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm going to use that and keep this one down that bottom corner. So I'm going to stick this on. Oh, it's so pretty, this paper. Glue, glue, glue. I'm going to use my new glue bottle. Let's see how we get on with that. It's a large area to be gluing. Oh, it's so soft. Get the glue out, no problem. Honestly, by the end of a day's journaling, sometimes, you know, especially if you've let your glues get down to the bottom of the bottle, my goodness, your hand's worn out squeezing. I don't think I'm going to have this problem with this. It's fantastic. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you're not on at the moment, but you might watch it on catch back.
Sandra Rocco says she's ordered some but they're on the way from the States.
Yeah,
So it'll take a while.
I think Tony said hers took 6 weeks to get here. So don't be in too much of a rush.
Well, they're not the easiest things to find this side of the pond.
No. Right, so that's that there. I've got a bit of glue here, but I'm not overly worried about it because with this collal, oh, Tony even sent me the lid thing that goes on it. She sent me a choice of 2 actually.
Hi, Megan.
Hiya, Megan. Thanks for joining us. So I'm just going to press down the outside, sort of seal all that gluey goodness in.
Jenny says that her paper trimmer won't cut straight. Any recommendations?
What sort of paper trimmer is it? What brand, please? And how's your sewing machine going? Right, that's lovely, I think. So you can see I've just left a little border around it. It just makes it look nicely finished, I think. So I'm going to just press down these edges now with a bit of gusto. There we are. That collal, it balls up and comes off your page, no trouble at all. But if it didn't, can I just say that Tony also sent me a glue rubber. She was spoiled me. So there we are, that's fine, I'm happy with that. Right, so we've got this page that is the loose one that comes over. So I've got a choice really of what I do with it. I could fold it back, so I've got sort of, a pocket that way on. Or what I think I'm going to do is fold it down like that and give me a sort of slanty pocket. Yeah, I think so. I like that. So I do want it to come up the side a little bit. I don't want things to be falling out.
Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year, Carrie. And what a lovely start to your new year. Many congratulations. Right, so I've creased that in. So it's done. And I'm just going to trim off to about there. And then I'm going to bend it back over and stick it down because, the paper feels thick enough, but I know that it's quite soft. So I'm just going to cut it off about there, 1.5 centimetres, 3/4 of an inch, something along those lines. I'll hang on to that. You never know when you might need that with this book. So I'm just going to fold that back the other way. There we are. And stick that down. That'll be fine.
Jenny's got a Friskers one.
A Fiskars one. Well, I have to tell you, my experience with those sort of things is very, very limited. As you know, I use a quilting ruler and a rotary cutter. But if anybody else has got can offer Jenny any help here, please do. It's good to help each other out along the way.
We did have a Fiskars one once, but you didn't get on with it.
I didn't get on with it. I much prefer my quilting rulers. Right, so that's going to go there. That's the plan, at any rate. So I need some paper to put on there. This is going to be quite a simple, straightforward layout, guys. Let's just ease our way into it. I think it's the best thing. So the papers that I have are that one and this one. I mean, this is so beautiful. I absolutely adore it. I really do. Oh, it's going to take me a long way to get past that, I can tell you. But Lorna's is different, you know.
Connie says hi.
Hi, Connie. Yeah, I'm going to have to use this one. I mean, I've just got to. So I'm going to flip that over. Let's see if there's anywhere that's nicer than anywhere else. Probably there, that way. Okay. And I'm just going to move it up from the bottom just a little bit, so we'll be matting, putting a mat on again to there. I don't trust myself to get that straight, so I'm going to mark it. So I want to cut it to there. And I'm just literally going to draw that in. Oops. Fortunately, nobody will see the inside of that. But I want to add a bit extra so I can fold it over onto there as well. And I know that's going to end up, well, you'd think it's going to end up quite thick, but it won't. This is 120 as well. And I just want to cut down inside that line. Thought I'd cut off the wrong piece there for a moment. I want a bit of overlap there. Might be short. Then again, it might not be. And I want it along there. Way, that was a sharp point, it's gone. So let's just move this out of the way and cut down there. Straighten that up on the edge and then it'll be straight. I think that bit can probably go. Right, let's have a look then. So if that goes on there, nice, nice, nice. And once we've got it glued on, we'll fold that top bit over. Right, so let's glue that on. It's all looking very busy at the minute, but we'll get there. Do not worry. So I'm going to glue up to that line. Doesn't matter if you get some glue over it, really, particularly. Honestly, it comes out of here so easily. It's fabulous. Very easily indeed. In fact, it's quite drippy. This is Collal, I'll remind you, that I'm using. I don't know what would happen if you used Fabri-Tac or something. I'm not sure. So let's pop that on there where it's going. Like that. I've got glue everywhere. So I'm just going to go around. Oh, I forgot to ink it as well. Oh, what on earth? Right. I'm not going to pull it off and ink it. I don't think it needs it. Let's pull that down a little bit so it's straight. There you go. Right, so I'm just going to fold this over and then I'm going to stick it down onto the back of there, and then we should have quite a nice sturdy pocket. So just a little bit onto there. how's the gluing going? Oh, not so well. Collage sometimes just takes a couple of seconds before it begins to reach that tacky stage, which is great because it gives you that time to jiggle around a little bit if you've got to move something. I just need another bit in there because it's obviously quite light on my gluing. Is anything coming out? No. Rest assured it will come out of here. I don't think you can stop it. Yeah, I've got plenty there now. Oh, what a gluey mess. I think I'm going to have to practice with that bottle. It's quite lethal in my hands at the moment. That's fine. I'm just stuck up with glue. Anyway, hey. Right, so let's just have a look then. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? It's really pretty. I am going to ink along there, however. It's only light, the tea dye, but it does make a little bit of a difference. I'm just wondering whether I ought to ink around the page or not. I mean, the reason I gave you for not doing it is valid, but seeing as I forgot to do it, I think I will ink around it. So has everyone made their resolutions? Has everyone broken them? By the time you get to my age, I think you've realised it's just not worth making resolutions. You just feel bad when you break them. So I don't bother. I don't bother anymore. I am just going to lightly do that. Funny, isn't it? We all have angles we can work from. Being left-handed, I guess, is probably different to the other way around to the way that most of you work. Right, okay. I like that. That's nice. Now, whilst I was going through my ephemera, I found these journaling cards. And that one said, New Year greetings and best wishes. And this one said, fair days to you, fair days to you. And may each glad tomorrow bring happiness anew. New Year greetings. So yeah, I thought brilliant. I didn't know I had two cards that said that. That'll do me nicely. So what I did was I cut them out on the hot shot thing, whatever you call it, and I also cut out some bits of cardboard, cardstock that I could mount them on, and maybe make a little pocket or something to stick something in. So I think that I'm literally just going to sort of put those there, really. I think they'll be nice with something, just some little thing just tucked into them. So I'm going to take my life in my hands again and glue this. Glue the... Whee, hello. Glue the picture, the paper to the card. I dare hardly say this, but I think it's calmed down a bit. I think it was probably just because it was new and full. It does feel a little bit better now. So I'm just going to stick that onto there. Like that. And same with this one. This one, it's got a tiny bit of white down there because I just couldn't avoid it really when I was cutting it out. So I'm going to have to ink that perhaps more heavily than I would normally. Pop that. Oh, thank you, my love.
You're welcome.
Pop that on there, like that.
Got to put it down.
Oh yeah, I know, the table's a bit crowded today. Got lots of people come to say Happy New Year on my table. I just sent that pink thing. Here it is, flying, there it is. Right, so I'm going to ink around those. They'll still be damp, but heidy hody. Did any of you get nice crafty presents for Christmas? I think it's great when you do, when people sort of listen to what you, oh, I wish I had a, I don't know, whatever it is. In my case, a heat tool, but we've ordered one now. So I'm going to put that sort of there-ish eventually. And this one, this is the one that's got the white deficit on it. So I'm going to have to ink over that so that it doesn't show up. Ah, there we are. It's just like it never happened. Right. So ultimately they're going to go sort of there, I think, probably, with New Year's greetings and best wishes, etc., etc. Now then, in the meantime, I really want to decorate this edge here. That's why I haven't stuck it down yet, because I want to put, so bear those in mind, that's kind of where they're going. So I've got all my toys out to play with, all laces, pearls, blimey, honestly, it's ridiculous, everything that I've got. But some lovely things. And these pearls, you know, the ones I showed you that are, which I particularly like. So I've got this. It's always a really good base. I didn't know what it was called, but Tanya Tatty Treasures looked it up, and it's called Spider's Web. And this is the only bit of pink that I've got left. So the question is, do I want to put that entire width down there? It might be just a little bit too wide. Which is great. I could cut a bit off and then I'd have it for another day. Let's just pretend we've cut a bit off. I don't know, I'll leave that whilst I look for something else. There's things flying everywhere, I can hear them. I thought I had some of this. That's pretty sure. I don't really need it. I thought I had some of this cut off somewhere and wound round, but obviously not. Right, this is really fine sort of net stuff, but it's on this gathered edge, which I don't want. And I could unclip the sewing, I've done that before, but it leaves it too wide anyway, so I'm just going to clip it off the gathered bit, which will leave me some nice net to work with. I must be concentrating, I've gone quiet. will do us, I'm pretty sure. Right, I mean, that really is very fine and almost barely visible. What would happen if I put that underneath it? Would it look more? Yeah, possibly. This is the auditioning part, ladies and gents. Oh, I've got a crick in my neck. So if I put that down and then this, which was also on a gathered thing, that's the right side of that, and folded that over, what would that look like? Too much for what I want. Let's wind that up again. Right, then I think I'm probably going to use 2 layers of this because it's kind of my favourite because it's so frothy and fine and you can see what's going on underneath, which I like. So I'll just cut this off to the end and then we'll see if we double it up what happens. I've used it double on that little sort of journal thing that I'm doing. So I know it does, you can double it up and it looks good. It's just stuff everywhere. Right, so let's have a look then. Let's double this up. Pop that there and come back the other way like that. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. That is nice, actually. And I've still got some of this pink, which is really lovely. So if I were to put that down there, it's not exactly the same pink as that, but I think we'll be all right. And then some of these pearls, maybe. Oh yeah, come on. That is so shabby chic. So shabby chic. It's untrue. Right, let's get this done then. I'm going to start with this end because I can see it. So I'm not worried if it's going to stick out the top. I'm just looking for a bit of waste paper or something. Well, I'll use the other side of our prompt list. Worst thing that can happen is I need to print it out again. So I can glue that onto there like that, and then eventually I can cut the remainder off. That's the plan. So I'm just putting not very much at all of this on here because it's not holding very much, just a bit of net. But you don't want it showing through. So I'm afraid at this stage you've got to get in with your finger and spread that out like that. And come in with your mesh. Something a bit more than that. There. Line it up with a pattern. There'll be a pattern on whatever it is you're using. So line your pattern up with the edge. Yikes, that is a horrible feeling. Look at that. And there isn't enough glue left on there to stick the next one on. So I'm going to have to put another little bit of glue on there. And come back down with my lace. Just want it right up to that corner. And they're not lying exactly over each other, which is quite nice, really. Right, so let's... There's no glue there. It won't stick if there's no glue. So right, let's stick that down as best we can. Lovely. That's nice. Right, I'll just give that a couple of secs to think about drying whilst I try and get some of the excess off my hands, because it's just an unbearable feeling. Well, it's not unbearable, it's just almost unbearable. I mean, look at it, it's just rolling off. It's like picking sunburn off. Do you remember that when you were a kid? Honestly, with all that stuff on my hands, I could go and rob a bank or murder someone without wearing gloves, and there's no chance they'd get a fingerprint. I'm not planning on doing either of those things. Just saying, were to do those things.
I'm sleeping with one eye open.
Right, let's have a mouthful of coffee and take stock, see where we're at. I hope you all started this with a coffee. I think it's a good way to go. So I'm going to chop this off then here, level with the edge of my page. And I've got the choice of whether I want to...
People who love in layered lace.
Layered lace, it's a way forward. The more layers, the better. I love layered lace. Yeah, I could fold that in, or I could just cut it off. And it's probably going to be neater if we fold it in. In fact, no doubt about it, it's going to be neater if we fold it in. So that's what I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do. So if you need to go and get a coffee, have a comfort break, whatever it is, you're not missing anything at all. I'm just sticking this down.
Double-sided be easier.
Double-sided might be easier. What a genius plan. Do we know where it is?
Back in your drawer.
Oh, right. Excellent. Yeah, Mr. F just said double-sided, and he's right. He is so right.
Yes, first one of the year. Back of the net.
All right, don't get too cocky. Right, so I'm just going to put that down the edge there of our would-be pocket. Well, will-be pocket, actually. Oh, every time I do a live, I get an itchy nose. What is that about? I do not know. So just trim that off there and trim that square off there. Oh, come on. Lovely. Let's just burnish that on first and foremost. Can I just say, Julie, Camellia Crafts, Julie, I am totally loving the videos that you're doing at the minute. I see you've got one up that I haven't seen, and as soon as I finish my live, I'm hot trotting over to your channel to have a look at that. If you haven't seen them, guys, go and have a look at Julie's channel. It's Camellia Crafts Designs, and well, she's lovely to start with, but the things that she makes are just really, really nice. Right, so I'm going to fold this over, stick it down to my double-sided. Hope that the double-sided works through 2 layers. So I'm sort of pulling it over as I go, really. It wants to stick one, but it doesn't want to stick the other one. So I might have to put a little bit of glue on there. It's not going to take much, but just a little bit here and there. So it only wants to stick one layer. That's the good thing about this book, that we can have all sorts of themes in it. You know, usually when you do a journal, it's one theme, isn't it? You know, it would look a bit silly if you started adding several themes to one journal. But this can have 31 themes. It can be brilliant, really interesting. Right, so let's just cut off the bits of ragtag lace here. I can't get in a good angle to do this. No, it's all right, that's fine. That'll do the job. Right, okay. So now we've got our pocket. Oh, that hasn't stuck. But I'm not surprised because it's sort of over the edge there, really. So I'll just trim that corner off and just pop a little bit of glue on there. Oh, hey, that was enough glue to sink a battleship. I hope by the next time we meet, tomorrow, that I've fathomed out this glue.
I wonder if the Navy knows that's all it takes.
To sink a battleship?
Yeah.
I've got glue everywhere now.
They have all these big guns and torpedoes.
Oh no, they're all unnecessary.
Submarines, all you need is a bit of glue.
Exactly. The good thing about this glue, and I'll say it again, if you get it where it's not supposed to be, a bit of friction, it'll ball up and it'll drop off. So, you know, it's good to know that. Right, so we're coming along. We've got our pocket. We've got our... Oh no, we're going to decorate this further. Come on, girl. Come on. Itchy nose. Where's the end? Here. Right, now this is directional. It's sort of it's as it was growing sort of thing. So that's going to go there. That's going to be so pretty. Don't you think? Does that look all right? Not sure that you can see that. I've got that, and I've also got a very, very fine ribbon. This one, which is also very pretty. I'm just wondering if it would look nice next to the pearls. What do you think, Mr.
What am I looking at?
Either that ribbon with pearls
Along the top.
Or this one.
I'm loving that.
You're loving that. He's loving it. That's good. Right, so I want it from there and I want to cut it about there. And you can kind of cut it around the leaves, really. Right, so let's get this stuck on then. It is nice, that. It really, really is nice. So I'm going to use a fair bit of glue here because the lace itself just absorbs it. And then you're left holding a piece of lace that's stuck to nothing. So that is a lot of glue there. May well be too much. I may well regret it. Won't be the first thing in my life. Lovely. I'm just going to move it away from that edge just a touch, just so I can get my pearls in. There we are. So you can still see the layered lace underneath. Let's see if I can squash this down onto that. I think it's just going to be a matter of waiting for that to dry, really. I don't think we can hasten it up too much. Right, so pearls. Have I got room for them? I hope I've got room for them. I'll put them on now before that pink lace sets, and then I can push them out the way if necessary. Just going to cut that to there. I might have to shorten it a bit. But it's just easier to work with. Right, I don't want to actually what I'm going to use is E6000 for this, because sometimes these flat back pearls can be a little bit tricky to get stuck. So bead of that along the edge. That should do the job. So put your first one on and sort of hold it with your thumb, and then you don't need to pull it but tension it. I'm just going to knock that pink ribbon out of the way, pink lace, where it's in my way. This is the thing, you might remember me telling you about E6000. It's not instant, so you know it will pull off if you try and pull it off straight away, but once it sets, it does set really well. So there we go. I'm quite happy that all of those are in contact with the top of the pocket, and that eventually they will dry. Get off. So I'm just going to cut this up here like that. Right, okay. So that's the edge of our pocket done. Looks pretty. So what I want to do now is stick these on, and I also want to leave room for our sort of stamp or whatever we decide to for the January the 1st. Oh, crick in my neck. I think it's because I spend all day every day with my head down like this.
And it's some weight.
Yeah, I've got a heavy head. And not because it's full of stuff, it's just a heavy head. Some people have a heavy heart, don't they? They'll say, it's with a heavy heart. I say something, I'd say, it's with my heavy head. Right, so let's have a look at the ephemera and see if I've got anything that I can use to put in my little pockets, which these are going to be. Well, I've got little rows. Maybe not. I've got these two tickets that are actually on. They're on thick card. I don't know quite what that was, but let's cut these out. See what we think of them. I always find these very difficult to cut out. I'm not the world's best fussy cutter at the best of times, but I think these, there must be a knack to them that I just don't have. Sorry guys, I'm well aware I should have had these fussy cut before you joined me. What have people got to say then, Mr. F?
Not much.
Not much? Nobody saying anything?
Yeah, no, they're chatting away.
Oh, good.
I think most people haven't bothered making resolutions.
Well, they're just daft.
They talked to us a while about the cutters.
Oh yeah, did they solve Johnny's issue?
No, some people use Fiskars, but apparently have a bit of wire that shows you where to cut.
All right.
But Johnny still doesn't seem to want to cut straight.
Oh, that's annoying, isn't it?
So
it's not as if they're cheap either.
They're not.
Bobby wants to join in.
The numbers are up to 52, somebody's just commented.
Wow. Right, so we've got these two little tickets. I don't think they need to be backed with anything at all. They are thick enough. You could write something on the back of there, like a little phone number, a little love you note. Oh dear. And I think they're just going to pop into there, really. I think they'll be fine. And I've got other things, not that circle, but I've got this stamp here that I think would pop into there. Maybe I need two, who knows. That one as well, perhaps. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. I'm going to ink around them. That one's looks like it's had a maybe it's supposed to look like that, I don't know. I'm going to ink round them anyway, and then I'm going to stick my pockets on.
Sandra Rocco says you've got a pair of scissors that cut a postage stamp edge.
Oh, very nice. I have some decollage scissors, but they aren't actual postage stamp. So these will not be cut out like a postage stamp, but they still look postage stampish. This one looks like it's a German one. Fancy having stamps that are all flowers, and this one says USA. Well, it says United States of America. Right, so that's those quickly inked around. So the first one to do is this one, and I want to leave the top fairly open. So I'm just going to ink around the ink. I've got ink on the brain. Glue just around the bottom semicircle part of it, like that. That over there. That's fairly straight, I think. Oh, that's a wet wipe, which we don't want. We want a dry one. Just press that down. So that's that one, and then this one I'm going to put sort of over the top, but I do want to see that New Year greeting, so I'm just going to pop it there. So it's from there. So my thumb where I want to glue it from. It's only going to have a couple of little tickets in it, so, you know, not a great force against it. So I'm going to pop that one there. Like that, I think. I was really fortunate to find these little. They're from one of the My Porch Prints sets, either Grandma's Attic or Secret Garden. Both of which I've gotten. I mean, the amount of ephemera that you get, I think it's Grandma's Garden. It's ridiculous. There's so much ephemera, which I'm grateful to have. And I've obviously at some stage printed it all out, and of course you never use it all. So right then, so they're waiting to dry so as they can have the little bits and pieces put in. This now needs to be stuck down onto this. Yikes, the moment of truth. So I'm going to put this in here, and now I could move it all across and get it straight, but is that going to put too much strain? No, I don't think so. I'm going to have to sort that out at some stage. So, right, glue. I'm sure there's a technique to these bottles, but I'll tell you something, I haven't got it yet. Right, there we go. So I'm going to hold this over, pop it down where I want it, and I might just have to clamp that for a minute. Let's just get something tall out that I can. Let's get this basket, it's quite heavy. I'll put that there. There we go. Yeah, thank you very much indeed. That's just what's needed. So I'm just going to clip that. These clips are so good. I wish I could say, you know, go online to such a place and get them, but they came from the pound shop, so. Which is now shut, of course, because of the restrictions that we're under. Which was one of Mr. F's favourite places, to be fair, the pound shop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You like the pound shop?
Yeah.
we've had some great things from Pen Shop. I mean, these things, these chopping boards that are used to ink on, you can see I've been cutting on it as well, just to protect this lovely blue board that the lovely Hilda sent me. And they're £1 each. I mean, they're brilliant. If I was to take those all to the sink now, they'd come out brilliantly clean. Amazing. Let's put the lid on the coral for a start. Let's put these in the little place where they're going, in there, and these in here.
Terry says, hold the tip closer to the paper and don't squeeze so hard.
I know, but I wasn't even squeezing, Terry. It was like gravity was doing that. All by itself.
Like gravity, it's the right pain.
I mean, I know. Anybody that is looking at me now knows that I know how awful gravity is. Right, look, what I'm going to do now is make the stamp for January the 1st. So what I'm going to use is a bit of, oh, I could use that really, couldn't I? That bit of paper that came out. That would be quite a nice colour, I think. Okay, I'm going to have to move this because I need to work. So get along there. That's it. Lovely. Right, so I'm going to try my hardest, and you all know that I'm pretty rubbish at stamping. So much so that I have actually ordered a stamping platform because I'm just, it puts me off stamping because I'm so rubbish. So we'll see how we get on.
Apparently you can get finer tips.
Oh, can you?
For your writing.
Ah. Oh, right, I see. So this is January. I've got a nice small little block here. So hang on, it goes that way, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. And I'm going to stamp it in the Distress ink, the tea dye. Actually, let's put the one on as well, because you know I'm never going to get it straight, am I? So that needs to go kind of there, I think. Oh no, the other way around. Silly woman. Like that. I'm going to have a little bit of a practice stamp, just to see, just to check. I think I've got quite a lot of excess on here, which I'm sure I don't need. Right, let's try this then. Oh, look at that. That's quite nice. I think that one's not quite straight. I think that's going to look quite nice, isn't it? I could put it up there as well, actually, either, should I say. Right, I'm getting brave enough now to try this. Let's hope it works. January the 1st. Well, it's not the boldest stamp you've ever seen, but it does say January the 1st. I don't know whether to do it again. I don't know. I think it's probably okay because it is on this very creamy paper. Right, so I'm going to take my decal edge scissors and cut round that. Can't believe it's actually January the 1st again. There we are. Lovely. So I can put that there. I quite like that there. It's a statement, isn't it? It's not a very straight statement at the moment. Yeah, I quite like that there. So that's where it's going. Just think, people, we've got all this to do again tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, forever until we reach February, if indeed we do reach February. No, I'm quite committed to this, and so I hope you guys are too. And don't forget, on a Tuesday, we've got the January daily, and we've also got the Take 5. So it's double trouble on a Tuesday. There will be separate events. The January daily will probably be a video, and I'll do the Take 5 live. Take 5 live. Sounds like
5 is alive.
Sounds like, oh, I love that. I love that. Number 5 is alive. What's it called again?
Batteries not included?
No. Oh, if you can remember what it is, please tell us. So I'm going to put that there. Okay? Can you see that? It's actually sneaking it in from the side. Yeah, that's lovely. Right, I'm going to have a try then at keeping this very close to the paper, and I'm not there is no pressure here at all. I'm going to have to apply a little bit of pressure because nothing's happening. There we are. Yeah, you're quite right, Terry. It's working a charm. A little tiny bit of pressure and keep it really close to the paper. Okay. Thank you, Terry. Thank you very much indeed.
I think it was called closed circuit, wasn't it?
Yes, it was short
circuit, closed circuit.
Closed circuit.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that works a treat.
Short circuit, I think.
Short circuit, yeah. Works a treat, Terry. Thanks a bunch for that.
Johnny 5 is alive.
Yeah. So that's going on there, like that. So there can be no doubt that today is the day of January the 1st. Right, peeps. How are we doing? So we've got our page. It is most definitely shabby chic themed. It's pretty. It's got the date on. It's got lots of lace and pearls and bits and bats and all sorts of things. So do you like it? Do you like my shabby chic page? I like shabby chic, so I'm a bit biased. Do you think that's dry now? Can I take the clips off, do you think?
Yeah. I wouldn't be ramming things in it though.
No, I won't be putting things in it. But should we get to the stage with the Take 5s that we've got 5 prompts that are, say, lace and pearls and whatever, then we can make something shabby chic and we can pop it in our pocket. So we'll be ready for that day. Whatever day it may be. It will be, one of the Take 5s. So,
People are loving it.
oh, people like it. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that's pretty. It's a pretty way to start our altered book off. Don't worry about the outside. We'll get round to that in the fullness of. But that's the beginning. That's the start. So there we are. So tomorrow we've got where is our list of prompts? Here we are. I've got all these prompts to go from. If I had to give you a little clue as to what I'm thinking at the moment, I'm quite liking mushrooms and toadstools. Where's Michelle Ream? She's our mushroom girl. She's not on here. Well, she always misses it anyway, so not to worry. But vellum's lovely, isn't it?
Mike's the fun guy.
Mike is the fun guy. You're quite a fun guy too. So I'll have a look and I'll see what I fancy. And would you prefer that I let you know in advance what I'm going to do, or would you like just the surprise on the, as I do it? Which do you like? Yeah, I love vellum as well, Miranda. Sean, I didn't see you pop on. Hello. Sharon, Linda, Miranda, Shaz. Surprise us. I will then, Shaz. That's exactly what I'll do. So there we are. Day 1, page 1, January the 1st. Happy New Year, one and all. I really hope it's a happy new year for us. But even if the rest of the world is a bit in the doldrums, we're always all right on here, aren't we? We always have a nice time, a nice, calm, relaxing time. I hope so, anyway. So I'll see you tomorrow, 2 o'clock, same time, same place, where we'll be doing January the 2nd.
No.
Yeah, I know. It's a shocker.
That's killed the surprise.
All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks ever such a lot for spending time with me on what I imagine for some of you is a very busy day. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Take care.